Here at GDC is a great place to see where the industry is heading and what kind of new products and technologies are being worked on. And I caught up with Virgile here to find out a little bit more about where gesture controls and all of that we were exposed to with Kinect, but where that is headed in the future. And with Soft Kinetic, what are you working on?
So Soft Kinetic is a company that is providing end-to-end solution from hardware to middleware for gesture analysis and to content. So also we produce games for our clients.
So what would you say are the main sort of barriers? Where do we need to go further in this technology for it to really explode?
So actually, it's a good point. Like, where should that go? And so first, we've only seen the very little piece of where it's going to be. So gesture recognition and 3D imaging is actually as disruptive as the mouse when it came to the PC and the touchscreen. So it's an entire shift, which is going to take time. But the first major milestone was this release of the Kinect, and it's been pretty successful. So it's been helping us as well market our technologies as indeed an alternative with different types of technologies.
So did you see a marked sort of interest rise when Kinect was launched?
Definitely. So we had actually a lot of clients before the Kinect came out, but they were really some of them were in production doing digital signage, and so we were already in the market since a few years. But those guys were in research mode, especially large OEMs, moved to R&D immediately. A few weeks after the Kinect came out, everybody saw that it was a success. So everybody had the mandate to really dig further into this and come up with different ideas, different scenarios, whether it should be a competing console, a new console coming up with the same type of technologies, or PC accessories. The TV market is hugely demanding this kind of gesture controls as well.
So one of the things that you're showing off here is the fact that you're able to do much closer gestures and instill tracks and in a way that we're not used to with Kinect. Can you tell us a little bit about how you achieve that?
Sure. So actually this is really a very strong differentiator. We initially came with a 10-foot experience, so the living room, 3 to 4 meter experience, and actually there was a demand to go further. And because we have a fundamentally different technology, we use something called time of flight. And basically by reducing the amount of light we send to the scene, we just can get closer and closer and closer. So our near mode is actually 15 centimeters away from the camera, and we decided to build finger tracking systems.
So where you mentioned the TVs, and I think implementing this kind of technology in smart TVs is the road ahead. When do you think that we'll start to see that on the market?
So there are definitely two branches that we are pursuing now. The smart TV market, which will come out probably somewhat middle of next year. And there's something happening even sooner, and that's that PC accessory that you can expect for the holiday season, pretty much. And that's going to be a PC additional device in addition to your keyboard and mouse. You're going to be able to interact with games, but also other types of applications.
So do you think that we'll see a public space where you'll walk by a screen and you can do a gesture and all of that? Do you think that is the near future?
Actually, yeah, we don't even think it's happening. We are actually at different trade shows. So we have a team in Vegas. They're at Digital Signage Expo and demonstrating this with Intel. We have integrated the technology for analyzing the user, gender, age group in real time, together with gesture tracking in public spaces. So it's really, really happening.
That sounds like the future right now.
The future is right now.
And so, we saw a little bit of game demos here. You had Angry Birds working with pinching your fingers and all that sort of stuff. I think that latency and accuracy has been issues that hardcore gamers have had with Kinect. And do you think that this means of control has a future to sort of replace or sort of take Is it a viable, or is it more meant for the kind of more general things and motion-based gaming, or do you think that the kind of accuracy that we're seeing with a controller, mouse, keyboard will be possible in the future?
So indeed, the latency is the number one enemy, especially for hardcore gamers. Indeed. So there are different tracks as well on this one. Our technology fundamentally tracks already at 60 frames per second, so it's getting much better, and that's an important element. But it's really, in the PC space, it's not really about competing with existing devices. It's going to be adding to the experience, and then it's for devices that don't have a mouse, it's helping getting something similar on tablet and mobile phones. So it's really about that more than fighting the mouse on the PC world.
And there we open up another kind of worms, tablets and mobile phones. Where do you think that gestures and this kind of thing will fit into that market, and what's the use for it?
So, I mean, the use remains to be invented. We are enabling this with our technology. We have a few ideas we cannot really talk about. We have active projects on this, but think of having near touch interaction without having a dirty screen, and everything that can come together with this. It's actually pretty broad. In public space, it's very clear. A lot of people, especially in Asia, they don't want to touch the screen. They really hate it. So they would, wash their hands immediately after touching a screen. So that's already one really interesting avenue on the B2B space, or more non-consumer level. And then it's more secretive, I would say, on the B2C track.
Right. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Definitely very interesting.
Thank you.